Hey everybody, a little bit of YouTube for today. I just wanted to say hi and just check in on everybody. I know there's upcoming elections are coming up, and every year this time of the year we'll get politicians giving all their promises. Now the Liberals in the last election, they won with a majority, overwhelming, right across, sweep across Canada. And I think the reason why the Liberal government... Hi, Alison. I think why the Liberal government ran wild with a sweeping majority government is because I found Canada was in a big grasp, looking for hope and looking for our direction and looking for guidance from political leaders. And the Liberal government seen a weakness in the society and told society what they wanted to hear in the election. And the Liberal government had a sweeping effect in the elections when they swept in power. So this year, I usually don't get too political, and I usually don't try to sway people's vote. That's your vote, one person, and your vote is important to you. But there's a few little pointers I'd like to pick out for the next upcoming election. No matter what party you're going to vote in, if it's Liberal, Conservative, NDP, Independent, you know, I just want to give a shout out that this upcoming election, make your vote count. Get out and vote. It's so important. You know, the drug addiction, the drug epidemic in Newfoundland, the crime rate, you know, the doctors prescribing the pills, the methadone. It's all a government-run business. Think about our child, our youth. You know, there's... You know, they're closing childcare, they're closing daycare, they're closing the little community one on Shea Heights. Their infrastructure's falling apart. I know since we got this oil, a lot of natural gas and a lot of buildings are going up, and we are growing as a province. That's because we have lots of money in our natural resources, but it's being mismanaged, and it's causing a lot of... It's causing a lot of grief because addiction in Newfoundland is rampant. Children down there, 13, 14, 15 years old addicts. I know a lot of people, yeah, they're closing the daycare on Shea Heights. They're closing daycares everywhere. They're closing learning centers. And I just feel it a farce that our government now, whereas election year, are going to come out with all these kinds of promises as election year. Think about Her Majesty's Penitentiary. Not much good, Alison. Not much good is going to come from that. And now I see there's a big debate going into City Hall about opening up a new facility for released inmates. But there's no aftercare, no support, no structure. Her Majesty's Penitentiary, that needs to be closed. We need to get a politician that's going to stand up for that. And we need to stand up for bullying. We need to stand up for women being raped, sexually assaulted, beat up by their husbands. There's a lot of on the go in Newfoundland. There's a lot of darkness. There's a lot of sad. I think the devil's in St. John's. The devil's all over Newfoundland. It's all over Canada. Drug addiction, rape. One lady told me on here she got in a fight with her boyfriend. Two of them got arguing. The clothes got hove out by the door. She went to pick up her clothes. He took out his penis and he started pissing on her while she was down picking up her clothes. She should have got up and smacked him in the nuts. But it's just that, you know, you got young children on here, 16, sexually abused and raped. It's an awful thing what Newfoundland's going through. A lot of people are really hurting down there. I see a lot of people on here that are on Suboxone, methadone, Oxycontin. They're skinny. They're losing a lot of weight. They're 16 with boyfriends on Oxycontin, Suboxone. I don't know where it all come from. I know we need a major investigation. I just know one thing. We got to start protecting our children, our youth. We can't be closing daycares. You know, parents, they got to have their lives. We need daycares. We need investment. We need social structure and reform. So the politicians that are going to be out there now next, looking for your vote, you know, ask them square in the face. What's your vote going to stand for? You know, are we going to let this pill addiction happen in our community? Are we going to let these women be raped, sexually abused? You know, how can a woman and a man, single parents, or even and men couples, you know, have a career, have a great job, and you're going to close a daycare? Well, that's the vital sign and the step in our community. That's where it starts for the young. It'd be an awful shame, an awful day to come to close a daycare. Shea Heights, whoever the government, federally, provincially, locally funded, is a shame on their community. Shea Heights, it's a vital, important link to our community. It's a vital role in our community. It's a big support system in our community. It's needed in our community. It's needed in every community in Newfoundland. So now here it is, a woman going to have a child, raise a family, and now there's no aftercare, no childcare. Everything's closing. So, you know, think about your vote, people. When voting season comes, this is the time. Ask your politician, Liberal, Conservative, NDP, Independent. You know, I'd give Paul Lane a swinging vote. Maybe we all should consider Independent, NDP. You know, for the Liberal government to be in power, to rake our land, to fraud, to have an SLL report involvement in criminal activity. We got enough natural resources in Newfoundland. It should be generated to help our infrastructure. Well, Alison, you know what I say? They got no care for our youth. They just want anarchy. They want medication. Children down there now, 16 years old, on methadone, Suboxone, Oxycontin, being sexually assaulted. It's an epidemic. We're closing their centers. We got no aftercare. We got no child care. We got no support in our community. The doctors down there prescribing pills at an epidemic. I know there's a family down there. There's a mother and father and 5 children in the family, which is 7 people total. Every single person around Percocets. Selling Percocet at a rampant rate in Newfoundland. The children, pill dealers down there running the city, going around with their baggy pants, their music going, and everybody in the community knows who's on pills. Everybody in the community knows who's buying the pills. And everybody's turning a blind eye. Children walking around dirty, teeth dirty, not eating, skinny, prostituting at 15 and 16 years old. Shame on the government, shame on the police, shame on the justice system. Her Majesty's Penitentiary, most vilest place on Newfoundland, on Mother Earth. Skin diseases, sexual abuse, violence, torture, prison staff down there sexually assaulting each other, prison staff retiring, prison staff getting fired for sexual assault, prison guards down there fired for bringing in drugs, prison staff down there having sex with people's inmates' wives out by the gate, guards bringing in drugs, Assistant Superintendent Mrs. Gibson, most immoral person in the prison system, Mr. Roach. I can't believe it. You're letting it all happen, Mr. Roach, Superintendent Roach. I'm going to let you all go. Get that petition signed. I want to know, is anybody going to get that petition? I need that petition out on the Argentia project. There's 2,500 workers out on that Argentia project. Can you please get that petition out to the Argentia project? There's 2,500 men out there working. And I know a lot of them would support the closing of the Her Majesty's Penitentiary. Can someone on this live feed video get that out to Argentia? I need that petition out in the lunchrooms. I need people to sign it. But how are we going to have a bright future in Newfoundland? Are we going to let our children be sexually abused? Are we going to let our children be raped? Are we going to let our children run wild in the city? Are we going to let our youth out there sexually abusing their bodies, 16 years old on methadone? Anybody 16, 15, 16, 17 years old shouldn't be on methadone, shouldn't be on Suboxone, shouldn't be on Oxycontin. If you're 16, you're 17 years old, stop sexually abusing your body. And guys out there, you know who's in the community having sex with these children. Start reporting it to the police. Start getting these pill dealers locked up. I know there's guys in our community dealing pills to children. 16, 17, 18. I know some of my friends' wives, they're selling their bodies while their husbands are working. I know guys here now, they're all working out on the Bull Arm Project. I know there's guys out on the Hebron Project. I know their wives are home having sex for drugs. I know people out on the Argentia projects are high right now on drugs. Their wives are selling their bodies for pills. I'm not going to stop. Pills is a downer. It's a disease. Get it off Mother Earth. Let's get the police investigating. Let's get the College of Physicians investigating. Let's get the doctors investigated. Remember, your vote is very important. Take care of each other. Let's watch out for the children. Let's watch out for the youth. Let's watch out for men sexually abusing these young children and boys and women. Let's get them clean. Let's change the environment in Newfoundland. We need to get God back into the class. We need to get God back into the home. Oh. No steroids. Natural and healthy, clean shaven, well respected, not hungover, not using drugs, not on alcohol, not on no pills. I pray every day. I eat healthy and I'm living a good life. So just for a thought for today, you're God's child. You are important. You are special. You can do it. Dig deep in your heart. Reach out for help. Admitting is the #1 thing. But guys, we must get pills off the street and we must start getting people. We got to stop getting people out there sexually assaulting young children and women. Believe me, when you goes into prison, you gets caught for raping a woman or a child, my friends will kill you in there. You're going into hell. So let's stop abusing children. Shame on the government. Shame on our minister. Shame on our federal government liberals. Letting children in Newfoundland be addicted to pills. Getting raped and sexually abused. We should do something about this. Let's start reporting this to the child youth department. Let's get the police involved. Let's stop children being on pills. Give your bodies a break. My philosophy for today is stop abusing each other.